NA1SS, NA1SS, this is VE3ZM for a scheduled ARIS contact. Over.
VE3ZM, this is November Alpha 1, Sierra Sierra. We have you all clear aboard the International Space Station.
This is Shannon, Nunavut Ranger. What would I have to do to become an astronaut someday? Over.
I think I heard that first question is what would you have to do to become an astronaut someday, and that's, you're doing exactly what you should be doing, is at camp learning leadership and teamwork from the other girls that you're with there at the camp, and then I would encourage you to find something you love to do, and hopefully it's in the area of math, science, or engineering, or technology, and because if you love doing it and you study hard, you're going to be very, very good at what you do, and that coupled with the teamwork and leadership skills you're learning with your teammates there will help you to become the very best you can be.
This is Heather, Alberta Ranger. How many astronauts are on the space station at a time? Over.
Hi Heather, that's a great question. Right now we have 6 people on board the space station. We have 3 Russian cosmonauts and 3 American astronauts, and I'm the only male American astronaut on board. The other 2 astronauts from NASA, and so a lot of opportunities for young ladies as well.
This is Lillian, Illinois, senior. Where and for how long do you have to go to school to be an astronaut? Over.
Hey Lillian, that's a great question as well. Well, the place you should go is a place where you can study, study the area of study that you'd like to study in, whether it's leadership or some sort of math or science, and there are lots and lots of schools across the U.S. and across Canada that offer those type of programs, and usually the astronauts that are selected have master's degree level of training, and so there's several years of school, but if you're doing what you love, it's really a lot of fun.
This is Jessica, Nova Scotia Guide. What qualities do Girl Guides and Girl Scouts have that would make them good astronauts? Over.
Very, very, very good question. Well, the most important thing that you're learning and that you're experiencing in scouting is the area of teamwork and leadership, because I tell you, it'd be impossible. This job would be impossible to do by yourself. You need to be able to know how to build a team, how to rally a team and train a team, and then also how to lead, and also to be a good follower as well. So you're learning all great skills in scouting that would help you to become an astronaut.
This is Megan, Yukon Pathfinder. If you're always floating around in the space station, how do you keep from bumping into things when you are asleep? Over.
Oh, great question. And you have to tie yourself down. We use a lot of Velcro on board the space station, and we have a sleeping bag. You can get inside the sleeping bag and put Velcro straps around you to hold you in place. Because if you just went floating and fell asleep, I'm not sure where you'd end up. Probably not in the same place where you fell asleep, though. But great question.
This is Sierra, Alaska Senior. How do you move from one place to another in the space station if you're floating and can't really walk? Over.
Sierra, great question. And we have handrails on the walls and on the ceilings and floors, so you kind of control yourself with your hands and your arms and propel yourself in each module. But there are some modules that are really big, and so you can't reach the sides if you're stuck in the middle. So we call that timeout. And I told Shannon Walker and Tracy Caldwell that if they misbehave, I'll put them in timeout where they can't reach the handles on the side.
This is Kathleen, Alberta Pathfinder. Do you still have to wear shoes if all you do is float? Over.
Kathleen, that's a great question as well. We do wear shoes when we're running on the treadmill and also when we're exercising on our machine. But But most of the time, when we're not exercising, we just wear socks on our feet, and so we really just wear shoes when we're exercising.
This is Jenny, Manitoba Pathfinder. Do you get your own bedroom on the space station? And if so, how do you keep your personal things from floating into someone else's space? Over.
Great question. And yes, we do. We have our own special sleep station. It's called just like a little bunk room. It's about the size of a phone booth. I don't know if you guys remember what a phone booth is like. I don't know if they have phone booths anymore, but it's about. So you don't have a lot of space, but it's all usable because everything is floating. You can use the ceiling and the floor. And so we use bungee, a lot of bungees, to tie things down, and also Velcro. And so usually our sleep stations are lined with Velcro so we can attach things to the walls.
This is Jen, Nova Scotia Ranger. Are the lights turned off in your sleeping space when you have to go to sleep? Over.
Good question as well. Yes, we in our little bedrooms. They're very small, but we have a light in there as well, and you can turn it on as you're ready to go to sleep. And then we also turn the lights down in the different modules that are on the space station. We leave a couple of very small, like night lights on, so you can get around if you need to get up in the middle of the evening.
This is Brian, Ontario Trucks. How do you take out the garbage in space? Over.
We can't go outside and take the garbage for sure. So what we do is we put it in rubber lined bags, and then we put those smaller bags into a bigger bag, and then we put them into the Progress resupply capsule, and that actually will leave at different periods of time, and it burns up in the atmosphere, and so our trash actually burns up in the atmosphere whenever it returns to the planet.
This is Kavita, British Columbia Pathfinder. Without gravity, is there any point to combing your hair while living on the space station? If so, do you use mousse gel in your hair to keep it in place? Over.
Well, they have Tracy Caldwell has very long hair, and there's not really any point in combing your hair. Although for the girls, if you have really long hair, you can use a ponytail or something like that to keep it back. And for the guys, I just try to keep my hair cut short so I don't have to deal with it. And we can use those kind of products in our hair, but we have to use things that are not petroleum-based, so we can't have flammable things on board. So anything that doesn't have flammable stuff in it, we can use it on board.
This is Shannon, Nunavut Ranger. What do you like most about living and working in the space station? Over.
Hi, Shannon. Probably the funnest thing. I mean, floating around is really, really fun. But looking out the window at the Earth and how beautiful the planet is, it's crazy wonderful. The colors are so vibrant, and the Earth is just so beautiful with all the different oceans and the forests and the islands. It's just really, really beautiful.
This is Autumn, Alberta Pathfinder. What do you find most challenging part of living on the space station? Over.
Well, probably the funnest part is floating around, and the most challenging thing is that everything floats. Or if you have food that you're eating or whatever it might be, remember that everything is floating, and so sometimes that can get really challenging if you have maybe something leak out of the straw that you're drinking, the bag that you're drinking or if you're trying to...
This is Lillian, Illinois Senior. How long do astronauts stay on the space station? Over.
'73 to the ISS.
He's gone. Congratulate yourselves.